In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to find important sample or population statistics using a program called StatCrunch. This is especially useful when we have a large number of data values, such as the one in this homework example. The data here represents the weights of 50 randomly selected candies. For smaller data sets, you should be able to use the formula and compute the standard deviation and other statistics by hand. Here we'll use a program called StatCrunch. When you're looking at a large data set, you'll often see this icon, this blue box, in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that blue box, and it'll give you an option for several things. We're going to use Open in StatCrunch. With a MyStatLab account, you automatically have an account in StatCrunch. If for some reason it brings you to a login screen, just use your MyStatLab credentials. You'll notice that it took the data for the 50 randomly selected candies and entered it all into one single column. There were 50 candies, and if we scroll down, we would see 50 different values here. Just because I don't want to give you the answers to your homework problem, I'm going to change the first value. You'll notice that at the top of the spreadsheet says VAR1. That means that that's variable 1. If you want to go ahead and type in the name of the variable, you can, although it's not necessary. To make it a little bit easier to understand what's happening, I'm going to go ahead and change the column heading to weight, since each of these numbers represents the weight of a candy. If we had other things like, circumference of each candy, assuming they're circles, maybe the color of the candy, those might be listed in the other columns. In this exercise, we need to find the standard deviation. We may also at some point need to find the mean, median, mode, etc. All of that can be found by clicking on Stat and going to Summary Stats, in this particular case for the column. In most cases, your data will be arranged in columns. So I go to Stat, Summary Stats, Column, and I'll have the choices of my columns here. There's only one, so I click on that, and it brings it over here to my selected variable box. Don't pay any attention now to these options, just go down to Statistics. It automatically highlights all of the different statistics, but you can select a few, either one at a time, or you can select more than one by using the Shift or Control key. I use Control to click on N and Variance, and you'll notice that those are the two that it's going to compute for me. In this example, I only need the standard deviation, so I'll click on standard deviation, but as I scroll down the list, you can see that there are many other statistics that we can compute here in the Summary Statistics option in StatCrunch. So clicking on standard deviation, the other stuff is used for more complex statistical analysis that you don't need to worry about. So I select my variable, I select the statistic that I need, in this case standard deviation, and I click on compute. This brings up a dialog box that shows me the variable I selected and tells me which statistic it's going to show. If I have to go back and fix that, I can click on Options and Edit. Maybe I want to see more statistics, so I'll just select a few here and click Compute. The dialog box will show me all of those in one shot. So if you're asked for more than one statistic at a time, you can pull them all up using Summary Statistics. This question asks for standard deviation, which in this case is 0.0676. Paying careful attention to the rounding rules. It says round to the near to 2 decimal places. That'll make my answer 0.07. And I hope I got it right. Let's hit enter and see what happens. Excellent, we got it right. If you have more questions about how to use StatCrunch, please send me an email.